Certifications are a great way to advance your career. Stick around for this episode of the Low Code Revolution, where we have Sari, who's going to be walking us through what's new in the world of Power Platform certifications. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Low Code Revolution. Today we're joined by Sari Koltham, a Microsoft Senior Content Developer. It's going to be talking about a new RPA certification that we have for the Power Platform. Welcome to the show, Sari.
Thank you.
So can you tell everyone a little bit, Sari, about what you do at Microsoft?
I create the certification program for Power Platform here at the BizApp team.
Awesome. So we talked about a new RPA certification. Can you maybe give everyone a high-level overview of what RPA means?
Yeah, absolutely. RPA is a robotic process automation person. So think about it as these mundane tasks that are repetitive tasks where usually there's a person behind the screen copying and pasting or just doing very kind of repetitive tasks manually. So instead of think about it as putting an actual robot in there, would move the mouse and click through the screens. That's where the role name came from, is how do we automate these processes?
Great. So from what I've always understood it as is we have our cloud flows, which we can automate things with an API. But what about those aspects that we don't have an API that we can easily call? That's where robotic process automation really comes in and helps us automate those legacy systems or the things on our desktop. So super cool technology that we have available in Power Automate Desktop now for sure. So with this, you've been hard at work at a new certification then for RPA. Can you give us an overview of kind of where this robotic process automation certification fits into the overall landscape of the Power Platform certifications that we have?
Absolutely. If I can share my screen right here. Awesome. Yeah, if we look at the Power Platform certification portfolio that we have different roles in different levels. So we start with Power Platform fundamentals. Hey, I'm new to this Power Platform. I heard about it. I want to know what's all about. So I can go take the fundamental certification and explore my options. Another option here would be the Power Platform App Maker. And here is, a little bit more about Power Platform already, but I want to try to kind of test the water. I want to build a few apps. I'm going to build a few automations, specifically cloud automations in this case, and kind of experience the power of the Power Platform. And that's where we call a citizen developer, somebody who's a business expert and want to make their day-to-day life better and automate a few things and build kind of quick apps for their day-to-day business. And that's where the App Maker comes in. Now, if I said my mind is made up and I want to work full-time building Power Platform solutions, then that's where our functional consultant certification comes in. So I go for that track to become a full-time, let's say, solution builder for Power Platform in this case. And I'm avoiding the word developer in here because it's going to come later on in the portfolio. Power BI Data Analyst Association is basically a certification that's focusing on the Power BI component. It has more than just create a simple dashboard. It has more like how do I transform the data that I have and work a little bit more on the data side other than the other certification in the Power Platform. The developer certification, this is where think about it as a code first or traditional developer. I've studied computer science. I'm a computer developer, and I want to extend the function of the Power Platform. So basically, I know or I want to learn what's out of the box functions that are in Power Platform, but I want to customize these. How do I go about that? And this is the Power Platform developer track. Now, on the same level, you would think, hey, I am a developer. So we're using the word developer here. It means that I have some experience with coding, and I want to specialize in the automation and specifically in the robotic process automation, which, as you mentioned, is focusing more on the desktop version and maybe the terminal version of the automation. That's where the new addition to the family comes in, is this one dives deeper into the automation and the terminal automation and the desktop automation space of things. The last piece is this is the expert level, and the only expert level that we have in the Power Platform portfolio is a solution architect. Usually, solution architect is a person who have earned both the functional consultant title, so I know how to build solutions from out-of-the-box functions, and then I can also know how to extend and customize these using the developer tools and what we have basically in the portfolio for the Power Platform developer. RPA developer is not a mandatory piece for the solution expert, but if the solution architect role requires from you that you would do desktop and terminal automations, then we would recommend that as well.
Well, this is great. I love with the Power Platform that we have such a robust and clear certification path for all the different features, from kind of that fundamental layer of understanding the different pieces of the platform and how they work together, all the way to app maker, and now with the new RPA certification to be able to go into those kind of more specialty areas of the platform as well. I would love to get your take on certifications as a whole. So for someone that is interested in getting into low code, whether you're coming from a citizen developer space or, like you mentioned earlier, a code first developer looking to get into low code, what is the value that you see in investing in certifications?
Absolutely. So I'll think about it in a personal capacity. I'll think about it on two levels. One is it's a credential. That credential could be used for myself first. And that's where I say the personal piece of it is, hey, when I want to study a new topic, so let's say I want to take the Power Platform fundamentals, it gives me a sense of achievement that, hey, I kind of got to a level that I can call it that I covered the fundamentals of this topic. And I can maybe move into a different topic, or if I like it, I can continue. What is the next level, or what is the next role scope in this domain? So I know basically where to start and where to make a pause. And that's a very personal thing. But on the professional level, think about this credential as a way to kind of prove on what level did you achieve to your either employer or college, a level, if that's something that you can take credit for. I know in some colleges and community colleges, you can do that. Or it's just something that you can share on your LinkedIn for your potential employer to say like, hey, I've taken this training and completed the exam and the certification in the Power Platform developer role. And hey, this is my GitHub, go see my portfolio and the projects that I've built. And that will give you a credibility on showing I got certification, industry recognized one, and also I have my portfolio and the projects that I have built.
Yeah, exactly. I've personally always felt like certifications are a good piece to have in your kind of career journey. I've taken Microsoft certifications since I've been in the business here. And I think it's just a great way to kind of show growth, and then also, test your own skills, like you kind of alluded to, like where am I actually at in my knowledge of some of these concepts. So love, again, that we have so many different certification paths in the Power Platform. So I'd love to know a little bit more about the RPA certification. So what exactly does it entail, and how can someone best prepare for taking that exam?
Yeah, absolutely. So this certification is a good fit for you if you're, again, coming from a developer background, which means, traditional coding. And I'm going to mention a few concepts that are there. You would see some variables, loops, conditions, JSON, and a few other services that you're going to have to deal with there. And you start the role here, you would start automating, as we mentioned, time-consuming and repetitive tasks by using Power Automate in various versions, whether they're cloud or desktop. And the way you would do this is you would work with either solution architect or a business owner. You can create and review solution requirements, design what you want to build, develop it, and then deploy it working with an admin or whoever gives you access to Power Platform capabilities and troubleshoot and evaluate solutions. So the RPA developer person here would be working with several people, depending on the company size usually, or they might be, if it's a small company, they'll be working by themselves there, kind of filling several hats and basically create this automation for the company. If we go here, the slide that I'm sharing, all this information is usually on the website for the certification page. We'll see several things that are helpful for us to know more about the certification, but also get ready for taking the exam or taking the training. So the topics that are covered usually are available in the skills outline guide. So if we go to the URL and click on it, we would see it basically expanding on these areas that I talked about on how do we create the solution design, how do we create documentation, develop it, deploy, and troubleshoot it. There's two ways to study for this. There's one that is on your own, which is self-paced learning, and the content for that is available on Microsoft Learn. And we list all of these specific learning paths on the website. And the other way to do it, if you want to join a course with other folks that will have a special instructor who is certified in this topic, where you can have the opportunity to ask questions and work in group with other folks who are learning as well, which is a very kind of more, let's say, more immersive experience. You can go through a bunch of learning partners all over the world and see what available courses they have coming up for PL500, which is the code name for the RPA developer. Once you take this training, whether it's self-paced or instructor-led, you can take a practice exam before you jump to your official exam, and we also list that too. And once you feel you're ready, you've built a few kind of projects on your own and ready to tackle the exam, you can go also through our partners and take the official exam and earn your certification.
Awesome. Well, this is great. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Sorry to share about this new RPA certification. I'm excited to take the exam and go through some of the study resources. If you want to get certified in the new RPA certification there, make sure to check out the resources that we have on Microsoft Learn and some of our self-guided training and our partner resources as well. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time on the next episode of the Low Code Revolution.
Thank you.